So, it has finally come to that time once again. A new Nintendo Direct is around the corner, and I'm very excited to see what we will be presented with tomorrow morning. Or, yes, that would be it tomorrow morning. For me, it would be midnight, but no matter. Hey guys, Richard the Espion back again with another video, and today I would like to just simply go over my Nintendo Direct predictions for the 13th of September Nintendo Direct. This, honestly, I didn't think that it would happen this month, simply because of the fact that I like to remain, I guess, speculative, and I would just like to remain as a skeptic when it comes to Nintendo Direct rumors and hubbub, simply because of the fact that I don't want to be disappointed with either what will be there or what won't be there. But I am glad that we are finally getting another General Direct after, I believe, February was the last one that had been broadcasted to us. And that was some time ago. That was 7 months ago now. We're in September now. Whew! This year has flown by pretty fast, with some goods and some bads that have been throughout the year. But no matter. So let's get into the Nintendo Direct predictions that I have. So even though this is still all mostly rumor and speculation, I do think that we will be seeing a Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD bundle. It will most likely be marketed for $70. This has been another ongoing rumor for, these last couple weeks or so. They probably should have done this last year for Zelda's 35th anniversary. But I suppose it's better late than never, and this would probably be the first time that we get to see like a base price $70 Nintendo Switch game. Now this comes as a result of Skyward Sword being remastered for the Switch this year, or was it this year? Maybe it was last year. I don't remember. I haven't really been keeping up with game releases unless it's something I'm really interested in. I'm sorry, but yeah, I do think that Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD will be bundled together, and I do think it has a high chance of appearing within this direct as an announcement, whether it be for a holiday release date or a spring release date time frame. That is yet to be seen, but we will see soon enough. Next, I'd say that there's going to be a good chance that we're going to get another look into Bayonetta 3, which is going to be releasing October 28th. I'm very excited to see more Bayonetta 3. Even if we don't get to see it this direct, we still have October 28th to look forward to. As for the wait time, I believe it was a solid 4 years. Probably a solid 4 years since we saw Bayonetta 3's announcement, or it could be 3. I can't recall. Really, guys, I'm sorry. I just got back from work, and it's been a long week. It's been a long day. It's gonna be an even longer week. But Bayonetta 3, I am excited for it because I was able to play the first two Bayonetta games. I was astounded by both of them. I think that this one will probably be bigger and better than 2. And that's saying a lot because I think 2 is probably the best out of the Bayonetta games right now. And I hope that this game exceeds my expectations. As for new characters, could be seeing anyone. We could even be seeing, I don't know, maybe some DLC that could come through the game. Probably an extra story mode, and I think that would be very nice. Next, we're going to talk about Advance Wars 1+2 Reboot Camp. I do think that it has another good chance of showing up here with this Nintendo Direct. Last time it was delayed because of the ongoing situation with Russia and Ukraine. And I'm not trying to mock the situation. That is truly a terrible situation. But I do think enough time has passed to where this game is going to be released finally. I would probably aim for around a winter time frame. If not, probably another spring time frame with this one. Uh, Next, we're going to probably get a sneak peek into the Mario movie, and I know it's been delayed from the end of this year to spring of, was it spring? Whatever, it's being delayed to 2023. I do think that we're going to get a sneak peek into this movie, and even though I don't have that high expectations for it as a movie, heck, I don't even have high expectations of it like appearing in this direct, but I do think somehow it will slip through the cracks into this direct. um I expect that many people will think that it's probably going to be bad because of the, I guess, the all-star lineup that we have for voice actors, but I think that the movie will be fine. It won't exceed my expectations. It's not going to be like a terrible movie. I mean, it's Illumination that it's being animated by. The animation's going to look pretty good, but as for the writer and whatnot, we'll just have to wait and see. I'd say that the movie will be at least a solid 80% if I was to give it that. It's gonna be a nice B movie, and I don't say B movie as in like it's gonna be like a okay movie. It's gonna be a good movie. It's gonna be good. It's not gonna be great, but it's gonna be good. Next, I think that the Game Boy family will finally be coming to Nintendo Switch Online. I know that we had some pretty good additions to Nintendo Switch Online with Super Nintendo and 64 and Sega Genesis. I haven't seen any NES games being added to recently either. But I think that right now, with the expansion pack, there should be another reason added on to get people to buy the expansion pack, and I think Game Boy would definitely be able to pull some more people in, because a lot of people did grow up with the Game Boy. I grew up with the Game Boy, and I'd love to see a bunch of more games on there. Heck, I'm just saying, we could probably even see the original Advance Wars be ported onto there. Maybe Fire Red, Leaf Green, probably Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald too. Those would be the big ones. I think Fire Emblem would also be another good addition to the Game Boy lineup when and if it comes around to Nintendo Switch Online. Next up, I'd say Crisis Core Reunion, Final Fantasy VII, would probably be showing up in this direct. It was announced earlier this year to be releasing on several platforms, including the Nintendo Switch, and I think it's going to be cool. Even though I still haven't finished Final Fantasy VII Remake, I am very excited to see, firstly, what the game entails, but I'd like to see, I guess, this game as a sort of prequel to what Final Fantasy VII is. I'd like to see. I've seen like a whole bunch of hubbub about Zack and how he's like one of the greatest characters, but honestly, I'm still very new to the world of Final Fantasy. I have the original version of 7 on the Switch, and I have 7 Remake on PS5, and so far I think Remake is pretty incredible. 7, the original, I mean, I know a lot of people grew up with the game, but I guess it's just not for me. Not yet. Maybe once I finish Remake, I'll go back to the original 7, and I'll probably grow a greater appreciation for it. But I think Crisis Core will be shown off a little bit in this direct. Next, I would say a new Fire Emblem. Now, there has been a rumor for some time that there is going to be a new Fire Emblem on the horizon. I've heard some sources say that the title will be Embrace, Fire Emblem Embrace, but I'm not too sure. I'm still, I still haven't even finished Three Houses. Mainly, my main exposure to Fire Emblem was through Smash, with originally with Melee and Brawl, Marth, Roy, and Ike. And when it came for me, when the time came for me to get a chance to play a Fire Emblem game, I went with Fire Emblem Heroes on mobile, and I thought it was great. I loved how it played with the with moving your assets across the grid. I thought that was pretty good. It was fun. I probably want to stick to the older Fire Emblem titles. Maybe Three Houses just isn't for me. But then again, I haven't finished it, so what can I really say, honestly? Yeah, that's what I think the entire direct will consist of. I mean, yeah, we'll obviously see our indie games in there, maybe some third-party titles. I don't know what third-party titles specifically, other than maybe Crisis Core, would appear on there. I would say. Oh wait, is Bayonetta 3 third party or is it second party? Oh yeah, I do think that Scarlet and Violet will get like one last update before it releases this November. So that's what I think the direct will consist of. Now let's go on to what I think the direct will not consist of, slash what I actually want there to be in the direct. So firstly, the big hubbub, because it's around the corner. It's going to be released sometime in spring 2023. Breath of the Wild 2. I genuinely do not think that it's going to be in this direct. I don't think we're even going to get maybe a title reveal this direct, because I believe Aonuma said this, that the title itself would give too much of a spoiler to what the game has to offer, and it's still pretty far ahead that I don't think a title reveal is acceptable for something like this. Probably a February direct, that's what I would say. Metroid Prime 4, I doubt that it's gonna be there, dude. Honestly, we've been seeing some developments this year, mainly the Twitter banner for Retro Games with some new artwork for Metroid Prime 4, but I seriously don't think that it's going to be there. Look, I love, this is probably the hardest stuff for me to say, because I love Breath of the Wild. I love Metroid Prime. I love like Metroid in general. Like, I played Dread. That game was phenomenal. Off the charts, dude. It was incredible. It's what we've been waiting over 10 years for. And it was well worth the wait. But I seriously don't think that Metroid Prime has any sort of chance of coming about this direct. Not Metroid Prime 4 and this next entry, the Metroid Prime 1 remake. I don't think that a Prime remake is going to show up. I don't even think it's in development. People have been saying it's been like a thing. The same with the Metroid Prime trilogy re-release, but I still don't think that it's warranted. Well, maybe it's demanded by fans, but I don't think Retro would probably go ahead and make a full-on remake and a re-release of the trilogy when Metroid Prime 4 is still under the belt. And even then, we still haven't seen Prime 4 for 5 years. Or was it 4 years? I think it was probably 4 years. We haven't seen Prime 4 in some time now. The last thing that we got was a development update saying that development was restarted with Retro Studios. And honestly, that was gut-wrenching to hear. Next up, I don't think that we're going to see GameCube for Nintendo Switch Online. That would be incredible, because there's a lot of good stuff on the GameCube that definitely needs to be put out there more to the public. May I point to Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD. Those games were so good. If you haven't played it yet, please play them. The story's fantastic. It's a good twist on the Pokemon formula. And it was, I would say, the first open world 3D Pokemon game. Yeah, I would say that it's not likely, because Game Boy for Nintendo Switch Online would probably take its spot first. I think there's a lot of stuff on that would probably occupy a lot of space too, because as we know, GameCube games, they are very they take up a bit of space, even though it's just 1 gigabyte. I mean, and most of the time we would consider that peanuts, but like I think that even with all the SD card storage in the world, I don't think it's gonna show up. That would take up a good amount of space. If we were to really consider like just 20 GameCube games for Nintendo Switch Online, that's 20 gigabytes that you have to download onto your system. And it could just be me, and it could just be my faulty understanding of how Nintendo Switch Online works, but that's a lot of space. Like, I only have 154 gigs of space on my SD card left, and that was after clearing up some titles that I didn't want on there because I already had either purchased them on other platforms or I didn't want to play them anymore. That's very little space. That's very little space that's left. But I still would like to see it. I would love to play, like I said, Coliseum and XD. I would love to play probably, I think another one would be Ikaruga. That was another awesome GameCube game. And Product Number 7? I'm not sure if you guys ever played that. That game was awesome. Product Number 7, probably even Killer 7. That would be... Here I am going on with speculation. Next up, I don't think that there will be a new DK. As much as I love DK games, I don't seriously think that DK has a good chance of showing up this year. If DK does show up, great. I'm all the more happy for it, and I'd love to play another Donkey Kong game. If it is going to be another DK game, I would say probably just a shot in the dark. I would say it's probably going to be another DK rhythm game. I don't even think it's going to be like another Donkey Kong Country. Man, it'd be even more of a long shot to say that we get like a sequel in the vein of Donkey Kong 64. That'd be awesome, though. I'd love to see another Donkey Kong game like Donkey Kong 64. That game was fun. I don't think that we're going to see F-Zero GX get a re-release, like, as I mentioned before, with a Prime Trilogy re-release. That would be awesome, though, because I've played F-Zero GX. I thought it was really cool. It was super fast, and I kind of couldn't figure out what was going on within the game. But, you know, I got a hold of it, and I thought it was fantastic. It was an awesome racing game. You know, after, I think it was F-Zero's series creators' comments on the state of the franchise as of right now, I don't think that we have a good chance of seeing F-Zero. And after seeing, I guess, the travesty of Star Fox Zero, it's kind of straying, I guess, other dormant franchises away from being revived, and that's a terrible thing, because Nintendo has so many properties that are under their belt that they don't do a single thing with them, and it's horrible. But Nintendo will do what Nintendo does business for. They want to do this stuff because they're a business. They want to make money. And if they don't think that it's going to be profitable, they won't do it. I don't even think that, even if Nintendo was on board, I don't even think the series creators would probably do it either. And it's sad, because F-Zero, it's a good franchise. It has a good lineup of characters. There's a lot of potential there still. Something that I would definitely like to see for this Nintendo Direct, it would definitely be Pokemon Coliseum and Pokemon XD ports, if not remasters. I would be fine with either. Like I mentioned before, they're incredible games that take a good spin on the Pokemon formula. Heck, even if we were to go ahead and get them like a dual pack, sort of like a Wind Waker HD and Twilight Princess HD, I would love that. Maybe that would even test the waters with the audience for this game. Maybe this would send a signal to the Pokemon Company, Genius Sonority, and Nintendo that, hey, these games seems to still have a lot of potential and a large market. Because the idea of stealing other people's Pokemon just to save them, I still think that's one of the most fascinating concepts for a Pokemon game out there. And I think it's still very underutilized. There was a Shadow Lugia event in Pokemon Go, I believe, if I remember it, but it wasn't like exactly related to the XD version of Shadow Lugia, or maybe that was just a Shadow Pokemon event. Yeah, there's still there. I guess Nintendo's still kind of like poking it just a little bit just to see what it does, but it's really all up to them. And I personally think that one of the best additions, one of the most warranted additions for um, uh, Nintendo Switch games, I would love to see the Yakuza series brought over to the Nintendo Switch. Dude, I have been on a giant binge of the Yakuza games. I love all of them, dude. I think they're fantastic. Every single one of them. The story, it's so incredible. Like starting off with Yakuza Zero, Yakuza 0. I absolutely adore Goro Majima. He is one of the funniest characters and one of the coolest characters in the entire franchise. I love Kazuma Kiryu. I love Dojima Daigo. I love all these guys. They are some of the coolest characters that I've ever seen in a work of fiction. I do also Yakuza 3, it is not as bad as everyone says. I love the fact that they made Kiryu a dad. It is one of the best character developments that I've ever seen, dude. That is a true man right there. Kazuma Kiryu. If we're going to go ahead and bring the Yakuza series to the Switch, then it's I would say that it probably won't be an easy task. I mean, Sega, they're now a software developer. They're probably going to botch the release of it. I would say kind of like Sonic Colors Ultimate and like Sonic Origins. They might go ahead and botch the release like that. But I would say go ahead and even with the botch, like over time, update it so that it's at least playable, dude. I would love to play Yakuza on the go instead of just having to be home on my PS5. Also, shoutouts to Yakuza 3 for being one of the best games in the entire series. I know that's my hot take, but guess what? I don't care. Yakuza 3 is amazing and is a misunderstood masterpiece. Great game. Well, that's going to be the video for today, guys. Thank you for remaining with me and for all the support. I'm Richard the Espion, and I will see you next time.